I've got to admit something, and it may be a bit embarrassing. Even though I create AI systems, agents, and automations every day, I haven't written a prompt from scratch in months. There, I've said it. You can feel good about this too. And the reason is creating a really important prompt for an AI agent or a custom GPT or a Claude project from scratch is just not effective. It's not efficient, and it's not good use of your mental energy and time because there's just a better way to do it. And that is to use AI to write the system prompt for you. Hey, I'm Craig Hewitt. Welcome back to 100 Days of AI. Today, we're talking about how to use AI to write AI prompts for you so you can get better outputs from your AI systems, agents, and workflows. And I'm talking about system prompts specifically because they are really important. They're not these like one-shot things where you just fire off a, hey, write this email for me, or what's the ingredients in this Kung Pao chicken? It's like, hey, I'm going to use this thing over and over and over, sometimes on an automated basis where you're not in there touching any of the results. It's just outputting and doing things in your business directly, like in an agent. Even in something like a GPT or a Claude project, which is what we're going to do today, system prompts are super important because it gives the system or the GPT context and a role and a persona, limitations and constraints and examples. So it's got to be really, really good. So let's not create these from scratch. Let's use AI to do this for us. Okay. So I'm going to be working in ChatGPT today, but the principles apply in any AI tool, in Claude and Gemini. They're all the same, right? In this respect. So what I have here in just regular old ChatGPT is a really conversational prompt. And I typed this out ahead of time, but it's really just pretty straightforward. I want to create a system prompt for a custom GPT using ChatGPT 5. This is important because you want to optimize the prompt in the platform that you're going to be using it. So we're going to be using this in a custom GPT, okay? But I'm not sure where to start. The GPT would take a concept that I provide and create a business framework around it. This would include an acronym for branding purposes. It would have 4 to 8 items, and it would be an essential part of what being a great CEO is all about. The purpose of this GPT is to create branded frameworks for my CEO coaching business. Based on what you know of best practices for system prompting as of this date, help me create the system prompt. And then I'm going to say, ask any clarifying questions. So I do CEO coaching in addition to this YouTube channel and running my business. And that I want to create, frameworks and things that people can remember about what it means to be a great CEO. And I don't want to have to come up with this on my own. So I'm having AI help me. Okay, so it's asking me some clarifying questions here. I'm going to answer these. We'll fast forward and be right back. Okay, so I gave it some constraints and it's gone away and done its thing. And so it has the system prompt for a CEO framework builder. It knows who I am. This is the great thing about ChatGPT and why I like making these kinds of things in ChatGPT, as much as I think that ChatGPT 5 especially is a worse experience in a lot of ways. The kind of eternal memory is it's a game changer as opposed to explaining yourself over and over to other tools. Okay, so this is a pretty good prompt. It's pretty straightforward, though, if I have to say. And this is maybe one of the criticisms that we would have of ChatGPT at this point is it's kind of basic, but that's okay. We have this. Now we're going to create a GPT, and then we're going to come over to the ChatGPT 5 prompt optimizer and optimize the prompt we just got and see how the outputs in the GPT are different before and after. Cool. Okay, so back in ChatGPT, go to the sidebar here. We'll create a new GPT. We'll call this CEO Framework Builder. We don't need to go description, and that system prompt that we just copied goes in here. Now you should create a bunch of additional assets for it. Like for me in my CEO coaching business, like who's my ideal customer persona? What's my positioning statement? Who am I? Who do I serve? What's my background? Things like that. But just for the purpose of this video, we're not going to do all that. And we'll just create the GPT. Cool. This will be available only for me, but if you haven't followed the other GPT videos, this can be publicly available in the store, available to anyone with the link, like if you want to share this with the team or just me. And this is just internal, so this is only for me. So like a framework that I might want to build is about metrics and scorecard. Okay, so pretty straightforward, right? It's just an idea. And this is, to me, this is where GPTs and projects are immensely powerful, is I can just say like, hey, generally I want to talk about this thing. You go do the hard work of figuring it out. Coincidentally, there's been some, while this is working, there's been some research around like cognitive decline in people who use ChatGPT a lot, or AI a lot. And I think it's exactly for this reason is 2 years ago, I would have had to sit here and think about what I want to say here. And now I can just say, hey, generally I want to do this. You go do the hard part from like 10% to 80%, and I'll pick it back up over here at 80% and finish it off. Okay, so let's see. What did it come up with? Grit, goals, results, individual ownership, tough, and tender. Okay, so this is a framework around why in a business it's important to have numbers and a scorecard, and you as the CEO to keep everybody accountable and supportive. So like this is pretty good. Like every CEO needs to have grit. They need to have goals, results, individual ownership, tough, and tender. Okay, this is pretty good. Now let's just say, yeah, make a few other ones like it. And we'll just see how it does. So don't care for that one. Core, core's a good one. Clarity, ownership, rigorous accountability, and enablement. Pens. You know what's interesting is each of these are only 4 letters. So that's interesting because I told it in the prompt to make it between 4 and 8 letters, I think. Anyways, okay, so we got the initial results. Let's go over to the prompt optimizer. And the prompt optimizer, you'll have to log into your OpenAI account. So OpenAI account and ChatGPT can be kind of slightly different. You have to log in separately to each, but we're just gonna paste in the prompt that we got. And let's just generate a strong acronym, 4 to 8 letters. Okay, so cool. So just paste that puppy in there and hit optimize. This is gonna work for a few seconds and it's gonna go away and it's gonna do, and again, optimize in the platform that you're gonna use this thing in. And so Claude has a similar thing where you can put a system prompt in here. The difference is the system prompt has to have a variable. You would have to put a variable in here and then it can optimize the prompt. But only do this in the Anthropic console if you're going to be building a Claude project, okay? But we're not. We're doing things in ChatGPT, and so we're going to keep everything in-house because it's optimizing the prompt for the AI system that it's using. Pretty important. Okay, so this will work for a few minutes. It's going through. It's optimizing based on all the best practices that OpenAI and ChatGPT know about how to use their platform the best. And really, the initial prompt we got should have been pretty good. But in this case, we're just making sure because we want to use this GPT all the time, right? That's the whole point of a GPT is every day or every week when I'm writing my newsletter, I'm going to come in here, plop this in. It gives me a starting point for the framework that I want to talk about that week. That's really how I'm going to use this. And so I want this to be good. So I'm not having to say, okay, like grit's kind of okay, but now I got to go do a bunch of thinking in addition to everything else I have to do to get this ready to publish. Okay, cool. So you can say it's 31 changes. It's added 31 things and removed 41. And if you click this, you can see why and how it's adjusted the things that it has. And so I would read through this. Anytime you use the optimizer, I would read through this. Reasoning behind the change, introduce the task approach section, directing GPT-5 to draft a concise checklist first. It's pretty common in like complex AI systems. This applies ChatGPT's best practices of plan first, ensuring organized. Okay, cool. So read through all these. Anytime you use the organizer, so you know, or the optimizer, so you know how to write good prompts and what a good prompt looks like, even if you're not writing one. Cool. Okay, so great. Now we'll copy this, come back to our custom GPT. Oh, I need to, let's see. I need to save this somehow. Let's see. We'll just start a new ChatGPT session. Over here, we will find this. Okay, so let's see. I copied this and paste this in. Okay, so that's the new prompt, update, and then we'll go get the exact same input we gave to the prompt. This would be a user prompt. Anything you type into a chat like this is a user prompt, and a system prompt is the thing that makes the system go. Okay. Okay. So that's that. And just hit go. So you can see this time it's creating a checklist of the things that it should do, translate those into 4 to 6 crisp pillars. Interestingly, it came up with GRIP, Goals, Reporting, Integrity, Partnership. I like GRIP better than GRIT, I have to say, because, in this one, like these weren't kind of individual words, just, at first glance, that's a big difference. Interestingly, though, it's still giving us four-letter acronyms. So we might need to be just a little more explicit with it and say, don't always give me 4 letters, give me always, 4 to 6 or something like that. Lock. So lead, own, check, and kickstart. Cool, that's good. Expectations, data, guardrails, and enablement. I like that one a lot, right? CEOs need an edge. Yeah, so this is the one I would use. So overall, got better results in the optimized prompt version. I didn't like any of these nearly as well, mostly because these words weren't single words. And if you're creating something like this, like a framework and an acronym, they need to be really memorable and kind of branded. When it comes to prompting, system prompts, super important because you're going to use this thing over and over and over. But user prompts, just typing into plain old ChatGPT, also really important. And in this video, I talk about the 6 elements of a really great prompt. Check it out. I think it might help you get better results from AI everywhere you use it.